Slabs.com for November 28th, 2022 is the Iranian-Armenian-Russian axis, Iran being Persia and Ezekiel 38, with Armenia being most likely Togarmah, and Gog is the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, which is most likely Moscow and Tobolsk, as the Ezekiel 38 Confederacy continues to formulate up until the woe of the fifth trumpet, when it becomes the bear of Daniel chapter 7, the fourth king of the north, as you can see pointed out in the Daniel 11 hypothesis on biblicalresearchlabs.com. And behind the formulation of the Ezekiel 38 Confederacy is, for the most part, the Kenites on the multipolar end of the globalist spectrum, with the unipolarist Kenites being more or less in control of the West, as it's called, through the left-right paradigm symbolized by Ammon and Moab. In other words, Stalinism and Trotskyism. As nation continues to rise against nation, meaning the Kenite nation will continue to rise against itself within the shadow government thereof, until the great horn of the he-goat, written of in Daniel chapter 8, gets broken, the great horn being the United Nations, in my opinion, with the he-goat itself being symbolic of the shadow government of the sons of Cain. It's at the woe of the fifth trumpet, the he-goat of Daniel chapter 8 becomes the leopard of Daniel chapter 7, at the same time the Ezekiel 38 Confederacy becomes the bear, when Satan and his fallen angels get cast to earth, Daniel's fourth beast being exclusively supernatural. It's also at that time the lion of Daniel chapter 7 emerges, which is symbolic of the Christian nations, up until the woe of the sixth trumpet, when Satan appears as the Antichrist, healing the deadly wound to the so-called New World Order, which is what kingdom against kingdom means. The kingdom of the beast, meaning the first beast written of in Revelation 13, rising up against itself. But then when Satan appears as the false Christ, those who were rebelling against the one world government will cease to rebel, because they'll think Satan is Jesus' return, which is why most Christians will die spiritually at that time, when the Christian nations become non-Christian nations also, and the one world political system becomes a one world religious system. Beginning the final 2.5 months or 70 evenings, the captivity to the Babylon of old was a type of. The true Christ won't return at all until the woe of the seventh trumpet, and as the true Christ says in the last verse of Mark chapter 13, what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch.